Welcome to my channel. Today I'm taking you with me for an experiment. I want to try out what type of herbs or spices could be used for soap making as a natural colorant. Here in the spices department of a local grocery store I found these two vibrant colors, paprika and curcuma. I went also to the House of Herbs to see what else I could try out, as they have such a great variety of herbs, spices and such. The members of my Buy Me a Coffee page have seen a vlog about it not too long ago. It's a great place anyway. I'm going to show you what I found here in just a second. In another grocery store, I found a small department with this brand here, offering different health stuff and food supplements. Also this acai powder maybe could be a great idea. Chlorella has a green color. Then you have cocoa, of course, and I got a little bit distracted here because I wanted to check out how these low-carb products are. Since I'm doing keto, it looks very interesting. I've never seen it before. Let's try this vibrant green spirulina here and head over to the workshop. Let's see what we have. So here's the cocoa powder, the hibiscus powder that I found at the House of Herbs. Look at the super nice color. And then curcuma, or you could know it as turmeric, paprika, madder root powder, also found at the House of Herbs, and then our spirulina color for the green. Before getting started, I want to prepare the herbs and spices. I think it could be possible to add it directly to the soap batter, but because I am just making a very small quantity today, because it's an experiment after all, I will not be able to use a stick blender to help me mix in the colorant, like I would usually do if I would make soap. I mean, usually I add mica directly to the soap batter, and if I'm using pigments, I'm pre-mixing it with oil. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here as well today. This is the hibiscus powder, it's so pretty. And you will be amazed what happens after the soap has saponified. But let's check this out in just a moment. Here comes the spirulina powder. This is a vegan B12 option. Usually you mix it in with drinks. And then our cocoa powder. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of canola oil. You could also use sweet almond oil or olive oil. Anything lightweight really works. And then I just want to go and mix to get rid of all the little clumps and make the paste as smooth as possible. And for your info, I'm using a 100% coconut oil soap recipe with a 20% superfat for this experiment because it makes a white bar, so the colorants can really stand out, as opposed to olive oil, where a typical greenish tint could compromise the true colors of this experiment. I don't know if you can really tell the difference between the cocoa powder and the madder root powder here. I think they look pretty similar, although the madder root powder is a little bit more on the red side. So the first one I'm using now is the turmeric. I'm going to add it to the soap and then using a whisk, trying to incorporate the color as good as I can and then add it to our mold. The next one is paprika. Chili could be another possibility. Of course, for those in the more southern countries, it's maybe more available. I would like actually to try and experiment with some interesting exotic spices. Let me know if you have an idea what I could try out, or if you know any other spices that could be interesting to use in soap or just to use. Then we have the madder root powder. For some reason I thought it would be much more on the red side or pink, but it looks like a brown oxide. Madder root has been used since ancient times as a red and orange dye for leather, wool, cotton and silk. I'm very curious to find out how this turns out. Here is my personal favorite, the hibiscus. For those who maybe don't know, this is a flower, and I have heard a lot of benefits of hibiscus for skin and you can also use it to make tea and for bakery as well. I would like to know if you had any experience with it. Then the next one here, this is our deep green colorant, spirulina. Spirulina is a bluish greenish algae hailed as a superfood. Not sure if it's the best vegan alternative for B12. I think chlorella should be better for what I understand, but luckily we don't need to eat our soap, so we just need to care about the color and how it turns out, don't we? And then the last is our cocoa powder. That looks really nice, rich brown. Something really interesting that I saw while editing the video, and this is if you compare the madder root powder, how it turned more into pink, while the hibiscus powder turned completely brown. And this is just a few minutes after the pour. Before I leave, I make sure to take notes of all the details of this experiment, because trust me, I will forget. I will also take notes of the recipe that I used, the colorants, the date, and everything that provides data for future reference. I designed a little soap logbook for this that helps me keep track of everything that I do. If you're interested to get your own copy, I will link it down in the description. The only thing left to do now is wait for a couple of hours for this soap to completely harden. Coconut oil soap typically hardens fast. I'm very excited. This is 12 hours later. Let's see how they turned out. This is the first one, the curcuma. It has some speckles. I think the colorant was not mixed in properly, but the color looks nice. Next one here is paprika. Nice one, I love it. This deep, rich orange color. Then we have our madder root powder. Notice how this turned into a nice pink. Absolutely love it. Looks a little bit like Mars. And then notice how the hibiscus turned into a light beige, a little bit like nougat. Then we have the spirulina. Nice, I love the green color. And then last one is our cocoa powder. This is the same soap recipe from the same batch, but without any type of colorant, just as a reference and for you to see how a 100% coconut oil soap turns out. Here we have again all soaps lined up with their respective colorants. I hope you liked this experiment as much as I did. I find some results really interesting. Maybe this also gave you some inspiration for your own experiments. Would certainly love to hear about it. For more soap making videos, check out the playlist on the screen. And consider subscribing if you're interested to see more. I see you very soon for another video, and in the meantime, have a wonderful day.